In the year 2045, the world didn't end with war or fire. It just gave up, not on living, on reality itself. The cities are broken, stacked on top of each other like unstable towers of rusted metal and collapsing concrete. They call them the stacks because that's exactly what they are. Trailer homes piled so high they sway in the wind, each one packed with people who have nowhere else to go. Down below, the ground is crowded, loud, and hopeless. Up above, it's the same thing, just closer to falling. No one is really living anymore. They're waiting for escape. An escape exists. It's called the OASIS, a full virtual universe so advanced it replaced almost everything. School, work, entertainment, even relationships. Inside it, you can be anyone, do anything, go anywhere. You can fight on alien planets, race across collapsing galaxies, build empires, fall in love, become a hero, or a monster. For most people, it's not a game anymore. It's home, and it was created by one man, James Halliday, a genius, a billionaire, a recluse, a man obsessed with the 1980s and completely disconnected from real human life. When Halliday dies, the world expects nothing. Instead, they get a message. Every user in the OASIS sees it at once. Halliday appears on screen, and he announces something that changes everything. Hidden somewhere inside the OASIS, there are 3 keys, 3 gates, and behind them an Easter egg. Whoever finds it will inherit full control of the OASIS itself. Not just the world, but the company worth $500 billion, and the power to shape humanity's biggest escape. For more than 5 years, nothing happens. No keys gotten, no progress, just obsession. The people hunting are called Gunters, egg hunters. Millions of them study Halliday's life like scripture. Every movie he watched, every game he played, every word he ever said. But they are not alone, because a corporation called IOI enters the race. And IOI doesn't want to win. They want to own reality's escape. They build armies of players called Sixers, paid employees with no passion, no curiosity, just orders. Their goal is simple. Turn the OASIS into a product. Ads on the sky, paywalls for movement, microtransactions for breathing. If IOI wins, the OASIS dies, and so does freedom inside it. That is where the story truly begins. Wade Watts is 18. He lives in the Columbus Stacks with his aunt and her abusive boyfriend. His real life is small, cramped, and suffocating. But inside the OASIS, he is Parzival, a name taken from a knight who searched for the Holy Grail. Because that is exactly what Wade is doing. Searching. While most people gave up years ago, Wade never stopped studying Halliday. He memorized him, his habits, his words, his regrets, his obsessions. To Wade, Halliday isn't just a creator. He is a puzzle. And Wade believes the answer is real freedom, not survival. Escape. The first clue leads to a race. A brutal, chaotic course on the planet Ludus. A race no one has ever completed. A track filled with monsters, explosions, collapsing terrain, and a literal King Kong tearing cars apart mid-race. A T-Rex hunts players down like prey. Thousands try. Thousands fail instantly. It becomes a myth. A dead end. Until Wade notices something everyone else missed. Halliday left a clue buried in his own history. Not in the game. In himself. Halliday once said something strange in an old recording. The key to winning isn't going forward. It's going backward. Wade doesn't overthink it. He enters the race. While everyone else speeds forward into chaos, Wade reverses. At first, nothing makes sense. Then everything changes. The traps don't trigger. The monsters lose track. The destruction falls away like it was never there. And Wade drives through silence. No massive explosions. No competition. Just him and the finish line. He crosses it, and the copper key appears in his hand. The world stops breathing for a second, then explodes. After 5 years of silence, someone has finally done it. Parzival is number 1. And now everyone knows his name, including IOI, including a girl he has admired for years. Artemis. Artemis is not just another Gunter. She is elite, calculated, famous in the OASIS for being one of the few players who came close before failing. She appears shortly after Wade, figures out his method, and beats the race too. Suddenly, they are tied at the top. But this isn't competition anymore. It's war. Wade tries to reach out to her. Slowly, carefully, and against her better judgment, she responds. But trust in this world is dangerous, because IOI is already watching, and they're not playing games. The second clue is different. It doesn't test speed or skill. It tests memory, emotion, Halliday's life. It leads to something buried deep in his past, a moment tied to a woman he loved but never confessed to, a regret he never fixed. The clue unlocks a challenge inside a film. Not watching it, living inside it. The Shining. Wade is dropped into a perfect recreation of the entire movie. Every detail matters. Every scene must be played correctly, or everything resets. It is not a game anymore. It is psychological survival. And Wade does something unexpected. He doesn't just copy the movie. He adapts. He thinks like Halliday. And then he goes one step further. He breaks pattern. And that is exactly what works. He clears the second gate. But IY is no longer patient. Sorrento, the head of IY, contacts Wade directly. He offers him everything. Money, safety, status, a way out of the stacks. All Wade has to do is betray the hunt. Wade refuses, and IY responds instantly. His home is destroyed. A missile strike wipes out his trailer in the stacks. His aunt dies. His world collapses. Not in the OASIS. In reality. And suddenly, everything becomes serious. This is no longer about a game. It is about survival. Wade disappears, goes underground, builds a new identity, and slowly reconnects with his allies. Each, Dato, Show, and Artemis. The high five. But now there is fear behind every action. Because IY has shown what they are willing to do. Kill for control. The third clue changes everything. It leads to Planet Doom. A war zone inside the OASIS. A battlefield where millions of players clash for dominance. But IY gets there first. They surround the gate. And then lock it. A force field goes up. No one enters. No one leaves. The game is frozen. And outside, chaos spreads. IY begins arresting Gunters in the real world. Forcing them into labor camps. Turning them into debt slaves. And then they take Samantha, Artemis. She is captured. And suddenly, Wade is not fighting for victory anymore. He's fighting for her. And for everything that still matters. Then Wade does something unexpected. He stops playing alone. He broadcasts everything. Every clue. Every secret. Every strategy. He gives it all away. To everyone. Because this was never meant to be owned. It was meant to be found. And the world responds. Gunters rise. Millions of them. Every avatar. Every ship. Every weapon. They gather. And they attack. The biggest war the OASIS has ever seen begins. Armies collide. Titans clash. Fiction becomes reality as legendary characters enter the battlefield. It is chaos on a scale no one can control. For a moment, IY starts losing. Then they activate it. The Cataclysm. A weapon that deletes an entire planet's population instantly. Everything disappears. The army is gone. Silence returns. Except Wade. Because he has one extra life. A coin he never used. He respawns. Alone. Standing in the ruins of war. He walks forward. Through silence. Through loss. Through everything. And reaches the final gate. Inside, the last challenge begins. And Halliday appears. Not alive. Not real. But present. An echo of the man who built all of this. And Halliday finally tells the truth. He didn't create the OASIS for power. He created it because he couldn't live in reality. Because he was afraid. Because he failed in the real world and never recovered. He built a perfect universe. And lost his real life inside it. And now he asks Wade a question. Take the egg. Or delete the OASIS forever. Wade understands the choice instantly. Halliday was wrong. The OASIS isn't evil. But escape without limits is dangerous. So Wade chooses differently. He wins. IY collapses. Sorrento is arrested. The High Five reunites. Samantha is freed. And the world waits to see what Wade will do with unlimited power. He doesn't take it. He shares it. He divides ownership of the OASIS among his friends. And then he makes a rule. 2 days every week. The OASIS shuts down. Not as punishment, but as reminder. Because reality still exists. And it still matters. And then Wade does something even simpler. He logs out. He steps outside. Real air. Real ground. Real silence. And Samantha is there. Not an avatar. Not a projection. Real. And this time, he doesn't hesitate. Because in the end, the story was never about the egg. It was about a man who built a perfect world. And forgot to live in it. And a boy who almost made the same mistake. But didn't.